So the season is over and it's time to take a look. I'm so sorry. I am so distracted by my cat here. She's every time I take her off the desk, she comes right back. She'll probably be here for the entire video.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
She was making so much noise that I had to even take off her collar just so it doesn't pick up on the mic. So she's really feeling herself. She's a straight up ninja and she is trying to be as quiet as humanly possible. All right, so let's take a look at the San Antonio Spurs odds. I know I've been gone. I've been gone for like a week. I don't know if you guys noticed. All the videos were from like live streams or things that I recorded right before I left. But I tried my best to at least go over, some of the things that was as recent as possible. But obviously, as time goes on or those days go by, it started to become a little bit more irrelevant. So I'm really sorry about that. I think the last couple videos were pretty old, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes that's what you got to do, especially if you're not going to be home. So anyways, maybe I'll tell you guys about that. I had a trip. It was pretty cool. But maybe we'll do that on a live stream sometime. But let's go ahead and take a look at the odds. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it, but these are some of the odds of what we're looking at now. So there were quite a few people that were pretty upset about the Spurs wins, near the end of this season. I remember the last time we went live, I was very adamant that I am not on the stuff that I was last season, in which last season I was more so concerned about, all right, let's try our best to tank because that boy Wembanyama is special and you don't want to miss out on him. It's like Wemby and then everyone else. Scoot Henderson, great talent. A lot of those other guys in the lottery, great talent. But no one's going to be touching Wemby when it's all said and done. The talent level, they will not reach what he's capable of doing. So I was full on for the tank. I still don't believe in Sohan or Devin Vassell as being like the main number one guy, maybe even not even the number two guy to a superstar. Obviously, Sohan offensively, that's not his motto. That's not his thing. And Devin Vassell, I just think that he would be more so better suited as being like a third option. And that's a really great third option, mind you, offensively. So yeah, I knew that we definitely needed a superstar. That was the number one thing. And we got lucky. As Spurs fans, we're lucky. Things just kind of fall in our lap sometimes. And the Spurs did a really good job of preparing themselves for Wembanyama, essentially, and we got him. So going into this season, especially with how the talent looks in 2024, there's no standout. And I know some people might say like Alex Sarr or most people just say Alex Sarr and then everyone else. I don't really even think that's the case. I think a lot of guys in this lottery are pretty close in as far as talent. You know that I'm huge on Modest Buzelis, and even where the positioning is right now for the Spurs, we could very well still get him where we're positioned. So if you're curious, the Spurs, all that winning that they did late in the season, which was very important, mind you, I think it's very important for Wemby to get wins and us to have some momentum and something to look forward to going into the offseason. And also gave the San Antonio Spurs front office a great insight on who to keep, who not to keep. And I think that most people would agree at this point, Keldon's probably one of the big ones that you probably need to release and let go, open up some space there. But with that being said, winning was really big at the end of the season. So I'm happy that they were able to get those wins in. And what it looks like is the Spurs have basically a 40% chance, close to 50. No, that's not close to 50. 40-ish percent chance of getting a top 4 pick. So that might not be in the cards. We'll see. Basically almost 50-50, but it might not be in the cards. I'm looking at more than likely the Spurs landing hopefully at least 6. But it's still possible for them to get a top 4. We'll just have to wait and see how that goes. You don't necessarily need it. Like I said, I'm huge on Modest Buzelis. He could very well land in that spot. And I think the Spurs, if they wanted to move up, you possibly could. I don't think it would take too much to switch places. Like I said, the talent level, there's nobody or not many players that is huge in gap level as far as talent, right? The talent gap isn't that crazy from say 3 to 5 or 5 to 7, and it's just not that big of a deal. And then you're moving on. The one that most people care about, because we all expected that the Spurs, best pick this season would be our own pick, how bad we were playing. Toronto Raptors. So as it stands right now, they have over a 50% chance of landing, or for us getting their pick. So we got about a 54% chance of us getting their pick. So we'll see how that goes. But honestly, even if, we don't get it this season, it's not that big a deal, because from my understanding, the 2025 draft class is much better than this one. So, hey, it's kind of up in the air. We've also had reports where they said that the Spurs possibly couldn't, and I'm sorry I don't have this up, but they said that the Spurs may not make like a big splash this upcoming offseason, which I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. That would actually make sense. There's not the only free agent right now that where you would make a significant trade for would be Trae Young, and we'll do that in another video, talk about how there's been reports that he could potentially be moved, or he more than likely will be moved. So and even with that, I mean, the Spurs would just give up their picks that they already have from Atlanta, and then possibly another first or a couple of the first or something like that. Not something too crazy to get them, I don't think. But we'll just have to wait and see. But there's nobody really on the market that I think the Spurs should just like go crazy and try their best to trade for or anything like that. I know Dame Lillard has been a name that's been circled around a little bit because he's been unhappy. I think that would be a bad pickup. I don't think that Dame really fits with the Spurs right now, nor is he a long-term option, obviously. Yeah, I just don't think that's the best move to make. So, yeah, it seems right that the Spurs would just trade away some of their, I don't want to be mean, but hey, it's the Wemby era. We're trying to win. Some of the dead weight on the team. So they'll probably just do that. Make a solid draft pick like they mostly do, 90% of the chance, or 90% of the time they do, and move on, take that next step, and be a better team next season. I'm totally expecting. I wasn't expecting us to be a play-in team this season. I am expecting the Spurs to be a play-in team next season. So I'm pretty sure that's the expectations for them as well. Get that step closer to winning, and then 2025, I think that's when things really going to turn up a notch. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. Also wanted to say this huge shout out to crap, why don't I have this up? What the heck? I'm so sorry. Big shout out to Ruru. She actually tagged me in this. Let's see, where is it? What the heck? Here it is. She says, shout out Clan, the Spurs fan. This is dope. So she finally got her merch. So yeah, big shout out to you, Ruru. I'm glad that you got your merch, homie. So yeah, if you guys are interested and you want to order some merch, you just go to clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. She got this one in particular because she asked. So if this is something you're interested in, all you have to do is just order whatever shirt you want, and you would just say, hey, I want the Clan logo instead of, your profile picture instead of the one I sent. So it's like a notes section when you're checking out, if that's what you want. I probably need to just go ahead and add it to the site. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But if you guys want to support, please go check out clanthemerchfan.com. At the very least, just go look at the site and see what you think about it. But anyways, I will get with you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.